Yeah, these are the 4 or 5 yellow deltas that I had sent to the Chicago IFGA show, and they didn't come in first through fourth, so wasn't too happy about that. But they're getting bigger. They look good. Probably going to send a few of them back to the next show, which is in Michigan, and I think it's a couple of weeks. So I'll definitely send this one that's behind the sponge filter. The tail edge is a little funky, but very large, wide tail and nice dorsal, which is unusual for yellows. So I'll probably send a few. I may not send them all back. This one has a split tail, so I probably won't send that anymore. But most likely this one. And I'll try to update you on a few of the other strains, including a couple of new strains in the fish room. Hang in there. And these are the ones I was calling the blue, green, yellow Moscows. Kind of like a delta tail. It's a very gigantic, this is all one plant. Gigantic thin leaf water sprite. So there are babies in this tank. These fish I colony breed. And I just call out the ones that start to develop into not looking so great. But these are nice fish. This is a veil tail, which means it's the width of the tail. It's not as wide as a delta tail. So these look various colors. Sometimes they'll look dark purple in my water. And they're nice fish though. They're adjusting well. I just put them in a 10-gallon tank. And same with these, which were the half Black Blue AOCs that I'm working on. There's one of the larger males. And so far the next generation, like this one, they have a little bit more yellow in the tail. But that may change as they get a little older. So one of the original mothers of all the fish is right there. And these fish are doing good. This is another 10-gallon tank. Those wide leaf water sprite. And this male's getting pretty old, so he's going to crap out at some point. So thanks for watching. This is what I'm down to with the all red albinos from that original couple pair I bought a little over a year ago from a seller in Indonesia. But these two females are definitely filling up with fry. The male's colored up really nice, got the full red coloration. So I should get something out of these. And I'm hoping that I don't have to put them into one of those 1-gallon jars, because the albino females really go after their babies. I think it's partly because the albino babies, obviously they can't see when they're born, and sometimes they just lay on the bottom or swim right in front of the parent's mouth. So I'll see what happens. They're both filling up, so there should be some babies out of them very soon. So I'll try to move on to a couple of the other fish for an update. Breeders, there's like 2 trios in here. Are starting to, the females are starting to really fill up. This one in particular, there should be some babies out of them soon. Sorry about the dirty glass, but the 2 Subaru, the snails, are jumping on each other, and they're not doing much for cleaning the glass, the lazy bums. But the females are looking good. Like I said, the Pingu lines, they get a little bit of a pink and a bluish coloration at the very edge of where the tail starts. The males should develop a little bit of a hook in the tail. The bottom part of it, you can see it's starting to develop on this one. Same with this one, you can just start to see it. They're fast little buggers. But the females are definitely hit by these males. So I should get a nice drop of babies probably within the week out of a couple of them. And I put the thicker water sprite in there so that they don't disappear. Now this one, I got to keep my eye on her. I don't know if she had babies and thinned out or if she's going to start crapping out. So I'll give it a day or two. If she doesn't fill up, I'm going to take her out of the tank. Same with this one. Because I didn't have the plants in here, and I think they were having babies and then having a feast. But these other ones look like they're ready to drop. pretty soon. So we're hoping for something out of them. And these are the red Mosaic Snakeskins I came up with. And part of the reason that I don't sell the fish as I first developed crosses is because I don't know what the next generation is going to look like. And I really don't want to sell anything to anybody that doesn't end up looking like what the fish that they bought are. So this is a really beautiful male. And trying to find one of the next generation ones in here. Boy, I'm getting like that Subaru guy. And this one, this is second generation male. And you can see this is pretty much looking like a Russian red lace snakeskin, which is what one of the parents was. So I got to see what this whole next generation is going to look like before I do anything with it. But I definitely have enough in here to start selling. But I'll have to wait and see what the other males are going to develop into. So the females, these are older, they're very large. They're still having drops. And I have a lot of water sprite plants in this tank. And one of those males, this one got the tail nipped really good and part of the dorsal, but it's growing back. And these are really nice. I'd like to keep them looking like this. But I'm going to have to see what this next generation looks like. Now this one looks like the males. But that other one, I may end up having to pull them out. Because I could use that other one that looks like a red lace snakeskin as a cross into the red lace snakeskin line. Because they'll be half related. But beautiful fish. I really like these. Very happy with these. And yeah, I'll try to update you again soon. Alright, ended up getting some new fish in the fish room. Really didn't need to get them, but it was too fantastic of an offer to pass up. These are blue deltas. They're Stan Shubel's line, which came from one of the best guppy breeders in New Jersey altogether, Dave Palunas. If you ever get a chance to buy any of his fish, you should jump on it. He's also an IFGA judge and truly one of the better breeders in the country. So these actually look blue in my water, which is nice. I forgot to ask how old they were, but judging from the size, I'd say somewhere around 4 months, 5 months. Really fantastic fins, beautiful color. And the females seem to have a little bit of blue in them. They're both hit. And I'll see how they do. I just got them yesterday and they've acclimated pretty well. And I just put them in a 5.5, couple of scratches on the inside of the glass, I think, because the glass is clean. Anyway, so that's them. That's one of them. These are not new. These are the red bluegrass metalheads, and not sure if I can get these guys on there. These are Shubel full greens. And you can see one of them. There's a female. The other female didn't make it. She actually had about 70 babies in the bag and died while doing that, which is a shame, but we got the other one, and there's two males. I don't want to freak them out, but beautiful fish. They're also a Shubel line, and you really can't see anything. I don't want to freak them out. Let me see if I can catch the other one. Oh, it's a nice view of the filter. That's one of the females. That's one of the males. I get the phone to focus here. Alright, it's kind of like a green blur. Yeah, they're doing well in my water, but they're really a little skittish. And it's a shame. Really beautiful fish. You can kind of see a little bit there. And fantastic. They actually look a little bit light blue in my water, but I'm sure that'll change. And there's one of the males, absolutely stunning looking. So Anyway, that's a couple of the new fish lines that are in here. There's a female. She's actually adventurous and comes out. So we'll see if I can get a better shot of the males. I'll try again later. Which are also a Stan Shubel line I got from Dave Plunis. Trying to get them to come out. They're a little shy, skittish. You can see they kind of look blue in my water, but that may change over time. They've only been in the tank a day. Got them yesterday, and so this was a reverse trio. There's 2 males, 1 female. The other female unfortunately died in a bag. She had about 70 babies while in transit, and I wasn't able to save more than a few, but I don't know if they're going to make it or not. But these are not Moscows. They're a green delta, but they have color all throughout the entire body as well. And you can see the body is very large. Fins are perfect, and perfect conformation. And yeah, if all goes well, get some babies out of the other female in a few weeks, a month, whatever. And very happy with these. He sent some stunning looking fish. And like I said, these are Shubel full greens, and the others were Shubel blue deltas. These do look blue in my water, and they're obviously doing very well. Fed them a couple times, gave them some of the high protein food that I mix up, as well as some live baby brine shrimp, and they've eaten that, so they're adjusting really well. It's something I mentioned before, but when I acclimate new fish, I use a combination of a little bit of aquarium salt. These are 5.5 gallon tanks, so I just used half a teaspoon. 5 drops of Quick Cure, which I think is made by Mardell Labs now. Used to be an aquarium pharmaceutical product, or AP Pro, and they went out of business. And also I use Pond Strength Melifix, a dose of that. Pond Strength is about 5 times as potent as the regular Melifix. It's 5% of whatever the Amazonian tea root thing is. And I just use that. I don't repeat it. I just do it once. And so, you know, it's good. It helps to acclimate the fish. The Quick Cure is one of the main things of it, and that can kill off any diseases or any problems. But so far so good. They've only been in my water for about 24 hours, and that one in the back is definitely still looking blue, and this one is, I don't know, he might turn green. But if all goes well, these will end up being a nice, stunning medium shade of green. And I'll give it a few days to see if they color up in my water. But so far so good. They look really good, and they're doing great. Anyway, thanks. And this is a breeding group of the black Moscows. These females all have, except for a couple, have the really long dorsals. They don't have real long tails like the others. But these are some of the nicest males I've raised. And this one, 2 of them there have just really long tails. And that one's got a little nip out of it. And this one's nice. Mine don't get the full black under the stomach. They stay a little bit with a white spot there. And try and find some of the other ones. There's a couple of babies in here I got to get out. But really nice fish. These are some of the nicest ones I've raised. And trying to get one of the other ones in there. This one's another one with a very wide tail. And there we go. Yeah, they do look black in my water. One of them looks a little bluish. But these are beautiful. It's one of my favorite strains, even though my favorite color is actually red. And this is another giant plant of thin leaf water sprite. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know this was a jumbled video, but just some updates on some of the strains.